Hi girls and boys. This morning I decided that I would read you another story. So I have raided the boys' book box and come up with this character here. Can you see who this is? Can you see who she is? I will give you a clue. She is the child of this character here. Do you know who this one is? It is the Gruffalo. So this morning, do you know what story we are going to read? It's not going to be the Gruffalo. It is going to be the next story in the series. It is going to be the Gruffalo's child. So, little Gruffalo, can I just move you over here out of the way? And then we can see the story. But we are not just going to read it this morning. We are going to read it in the style of a rap. Are you ready? So there's lots of rhythm in this story and lots of rhyming words, so you can join in. So it says, the Gruffalo said that no Gruffalo should ever set foot in the deep dark wood. Why not? Why not? Because if you do, the big bad mouse will be after you. I met him once, said the Gruffalo. I met him a long, long time ago. What does he look like? Tell us, Dad. Is he terribly big and terribly bad? I can't quite remember, the Gruffalo said. Then he thought for a minute and scratched his head. The big bad mouse is terribly strong, and his scaly tail is terribly long. His eyes are like pools of terrible fire, and his terrible whiskers are tougher than wire. Just have a look what we're looking out for. Do you know what? I think I've got that character just down here. Should I put him over here with the Gruffalo's child so she knows who she is looking for? He doesn't look very tough over there to me. One snowy night when the Gruffalo snored, the Gruffalo's child was feeling bored. The Gruffalo's child was feeling brave, so she tiptoed out of the Gruffalo cave. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. Into the wood went the Gruffalo's child. Where's she going now? Ooh. Do you think she's found the big bad mouse over here? I can see a tail, but I can see it has a bit of a camouflage print on it, so he's a bit tricky to spot in the woods. Aha, aha, a trail in the snow. Whose is this trail and where does it go? A tail poked out of a log pile house. Could this be the tail of the big bad mouse? What do you think? Out slid the creature, his eyes were small, and he didn't have whiskers, no, none at all. You're not the mouse. Not I, said the snake. He's down by the lake, eating Gruffalo cake. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, said the Gruffalo's child. Where's she going now? Do you think these are the eyes of the big bad mouse? Shall we see? Aha, aha, marks in the snow. Whose are these claw marks and where did they go to? Eyes gleamed out of a treetop house. Could these be the eyes of the big bad mouse? What do you think? I don't know if the big bad mouse has a beak like in the tree. Down flew the creature, his tail was short, and he didn't have whiskers of any sort. You're not the mouse, too, not I, but he's somewhere nearby, eating Gruffalo pie. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, said the Gruffalo's child. She's not having much luck in the woods today, is she, girls and boys? Aha, aha, a track in the snow. Whose is this track and where does it go? Whiskers at last and an underground house. Could this be the home of the big bad mouse? Do you think this is a big bad mouse? Do you think the big bad mouse has a red fur and a black nose? I don't think he does. Let's have a look over here. Out slunk the creature, his eyes weren't fiery, his tail wasn't scaly and his whiskers weren't wiry. You're not the mouse, oh no, not me. He's under a tree drinking Gruffalo tea. It's all a trick, yelled the Gruffalo's child as she sat on a stump where the snow lay piled. I don't believe in the big bad mouse, but here comes a little one out of his house. Not big, not bad, but a mouse at least. You'll taste good as a midnight feast. Mr. Mouse, I think you better run quickly. Should we move you over this side? Quick, before the Gruffalo's child gets you. I don't think you're going to want to stand up now, are you? Okay, there you are. Wait, said the mouse, before you eat, there's a friend of mine that you ought to meet. If you let me hop onto a hazel twig, I'll beckon my friend so bad and big. The Gruffalo's child unclenched her fist. The big bad mouse, so he does exist. The mouse hopped into the hazel tree. He beckoned and said, just wait and see. Out came the moon, it was bright and round, and a terrible shadow fell onto the ground. Who is this creature so big, bad and strong? His tail and his whiskers are terribly long. His ears are enormous and over his shoulder. He carries a nut as big as a boulder. The big bad mouse, yelled the Gruffalo's child. The mouse jumped down from the twig and smiled. Aha, aha, prints in the snow. Whose are these footprints and where do they go? Should we bring in the Gruffalo now? Oh, you can't see my story, but you can hear it. Ready? The footprints led to the Gruffalo cave, where the Gruffalo's child was a bit less brave. The Gruffalo's child was a bit less bored. And, you see, the Gruffalo snored and snored and snored. Isn't that a nice story? I love it because it's so alternative to the Gruffalo, and it is looking for the mouse, and the Gruffalo has all these things to tell the Gruffalo's child about the mouse, but they're not really true, are they? But she is pretty scared through the story. I think really, although she says I'm not scared, I think she's a bit scared in case she sees the big bad mouse, because he does sound quite scary. Right, girls and boys, if you would like to read that one at home, I am sure that lots of you will have it in your book box, and if not, you can always go onto YouTube and watch the version on there, because there's lots of different versions, or you could even try reading it in the style of a rap like we did this morning, but it's quite quick, so it's a bit tricky and a bit of a tongue twister at times. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye.